Well, what can I say? What can I say?
Why don't you start with the intro?
Well, hello everyone. This is yet another episode. We are back after a week hiatus. Another episode of Days of Our Suitors, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma football, Oklahoma Sooners football. I am your host, Britton. I'm here with my dad. Or, well, no, he's my co-host, but he's also my dad. Todd, how you doing, Dad?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Bowl eligible?
All right, man.
Woo! I mean, all I have to say is, how?
All I have to say is, wow! Is this a crazy season or what?
I don't, I just feel like dancing, man.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Bummer City, we beat Bama.
Yeah, no, but yeah, seriously though, OU won. Like, I woke up on Sunday and triple checked to make sure we actually did it, but we won.
You thought it was a dream?
I mean,
possibly.
I just
Feels like a dream.
It felt too good to be true, to be honest with you. But on the real though, what a game!
Oh man, that was a fun game.
That was
that's why we watch college football right there.
That is what we call a classic.
On paper, no way.
I remember, or well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself because we have bullet points.
Mm-hmm. But on paper,
there's
no way we're going to win that game.
Yeah,
right?
I thought Alabama was going to just bend us over and just
spank it.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people were thinking. Ryan thought that, and he's like, they're probably going to beat us. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right at this point. I don't know who we're going to beat. I don't know.
It's impossible.
I don't know who we're going to beat.
We're not going to a bowl. We've lost our streak. It's over. So,
but Brent Venables, I guess in the middle of the night, got on his knees and prayed for some Sooner magic. And God was like, I kind of feel bad about the whole Mizzou thing. I kind of... That was a bit mean of me. I'll give you guys this.
Yeah,
so here ridiculous.
You go. And it felt even better.
Oh my gosh, it was great. Like I was kind of nervous we would blow it, but it never happened.
I know
so
yeah.
just gotta. Yes, the streak's alive. All the haters are wrong. OU still got something to prove.
Yeah. Now you have. I've taken you to some big games in your life.
Oh, my God.
That's one of the problems with me taking you to too many big games is because a lot of those games we lost. I took you to the national championship, OU versus Florida.
Yep.
We lose.
Taking me to a couple of Red Rivers, we lost.
A couple of Red Rivers, lost both of them. Took you to OU Notre Dame, lost.
Yeah.
I think I took you to an OU Texas Tech game, lost. So
I mean, you were kind of. I didn't realize you were joking because I'll admit I sometimes don't know when you're joking or not. But he was like, "Hey, you want to go to the game? Maybe we'll get some reverse juju." I'm like, that just feels like shot.
I think I said
that just feels cruel at this point.
I think I said we can get some reverse juju and storm the field.
Yeah.
I did mention that. That's midweek.
That's exactly what you said. And then right after the game was over, I was like, we should have gone to that game. I was really.
You gotta listen to your old dad.
I was regretting that.
Yeah, we should have been there. We should have stormed that field.
Man, it would have been great footage for the show. But we do have some good footage of our reactions, which we'll intersperse throughout the episode, like here. Team in the nation. That's right. Are we just about to do it?
It is done. Whatever locker room he goes into. That's beautiful said. The intangibles and the measurables are pretty good too. No doubt. Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold don't fund whatever you do. Yeah, see how he's got the ball.
So, offense on the field on 4th and 2. I could call for a keeper maybe. They hand it off up the middle.
First down.
And move the sticks.
They're not going to get the ball back.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Now, this has been a lot more than a send-off for these Oklahoma seniors. This has been a celebration a long time. 2 minutes to play.
Okay, good.
So, yeah. It's going to be... All right, that moment. All right.
And we are
I know
bowl
where to put it.
eligible. 26 years in a row.
Yes, sir.
The streak is not broken. This team did not become the team that broke the streak. So congratulations to them. It was
I mean-
all them.
I mean, what can I say? I mean, I don't want to get overexcited here, but all I'll say, like right now, before we really get into the nitty gritty, proud of the guys. They really, I guess they were really mad after Mizzou.
They'd had
They're
it.
like,
They
you know
just
what?
Had it.
They had it with this season. You're like, you know what? We're gonna go out there and we're gonna punch some people in the mouth.
Yeah.
We're gonna show people that we're Oklahoma Sooners
That's right.
football.
That's right.
Dang
We
it.
belong
Yeah.
in the SEC, gentlemen.
And we ended up beating the number 7 team in the nation.
That's right.
I don't know what else to say. Crazy season of football, and OU is finally capitalizing on this crazy
Probably
season.
knocking them out of the playoffs,
Which is even more awesome.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, I joked with Dad because, well, we showed some footage in one of our previous episodes about the legend guy from Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm like, I joked with Dad after the game. I'm like, oh boy, I bet Legend's gonna be even more furious after this game. And what do you know? You send me a thing a couple days later. He's ranting, and I'll throw up some footage of
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, he's livid.
It's
He
mad.
is livid. Now before the game started, I had been up to the hospital to see my buddy James. He was in a
We went to see him
an
today,
accident.
actually.
Went to see him again today. So all you fans out there, say a prayer for James Waters. He needs your prayers. He was in a fire, but he's going to be fine. But anyway, I went to see him and got home. The girls had been having a party all weekend for cousin's birthday.
Yeah.
They're still here. I was like, hey.
Lisa brought the girl that she and my mom like to babysit from time to time.
So I was like, no, this isn't happening. This whole little girly party's over with. So
Cassidy was getting into the game, though.
yes, she was. I think we got a new Sooner fan right there. When she left, she said, Todd, you got to tell me who won this one. I said, oh yeah, I'll tell you. I'll definitely tell you. So, but once we sat down and I had the game on, I said to you, "Are you ready for this?"
And I think I responded, "I'm as ready as we'll ever be."
That's what you said.
I was prepped for again for a boat race, as the kids like to say nowadays. I guess I hadn't heard of that till Dad told me about this. So
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get boat raced again, like we did against South Carolina.
Boat racing was on the bingo card.
Right? You know,
So,
I mean, South Carolina. That's just again, you know, as Mike likes to say, football's a fickle mistress. You know,
this is why he says it.
One week we're getting clowned by South Carolina of all teams. Though, hey, gotta give them props. They're a good
They're
team.
pretty good this year.
And then we beat the number 7 team of the nation.
That's right.
But
That's right. And you love a great upset,
I do,
don't you?
I do.
And when the Sooners are involved, it's even
Oh,
better,
yeah.
Except when it's us being
Well,
upset,
yeah.
So.
I think you can cut me some slack for being a bit hypocritical there.
Yeah. So once the game finally started, I think we
You were just kind of like,
we
okay,
went 3 and out. We punted. But then we stopped them right away. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, there was one. I think it was one of the first plays. The guy Milrow, he was running all over LSU last
Right,
week.
yep.
Tries to get a run. Danny Stutzman shows up and just squashes him.
Faced him. Perfect tackle. And he stopped right in his.
You know,
Tracks
and
and crumble.
we were starting to kind of slip on the defense last week. We're like, oh no, are they starting to crap out because the offense has been playing not great this
Yeah.
year? What can I say? They showed up this week. They
The
were
whole
like,
team could have folded this whole season. You have to give it to Venables just for that, for the team not folding up and just saying, forget this season. You know, Stutzman, Bowman, I'm just going to go to the pros. I don't even want to play anymore. There's lots of teams where that happens. So, But we looked ready. I mean, the offense showed some signs of life. Defense looked stout. So
Yeah, offense finally seemed to get its act together. And I mean, well, we'll get into it, but offense looked better. The offensive line played a lot
looked
better.
a lot better. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we shouldn't get rid of the what's the guy's name? Bedenbaugh?
Bedenbaugh. Yeah.
Bedenbaugh. Yeah, thank you.
Bedenbaugh.
Bedenbaugh.
What am I saying?
Bill Bedenbaugh.
Coach Bill.
Yeah, that
mouthful.
guy. Maybe don't get rid
Maybe
of
he
him.
does know what he's doing.
Yeah.
After he's been one of the best line coaches in all of America for decades. So.
Yeah, well,
But as the game was moving on, did you know, I know that you and I had the feeling, the bottom's going to drop out of this thing any minute and crush our hearts, right?
I was nervous it was going to happen. I mean, well, there were a couple snafus at first, like Tatum gets the ball and then dude just punches it out, and we're like, oh no.
Got to hold on to the ball. We had a drive going there, and then
we
he
have
fumbles it away.
Then we have this beautiful trick play, and that frustrating man. I'm trying not to get angry at him. Bauer Sharp. It's right in his hands, and he drops it. But don't worry, Alabama also had slippery fingers all
They
night.
had a bunch of slippery fingers.
I mean, Milroe was throwing the dudes all day, and they couldn't grab it. I'm like, what is going on here?
Hit them in the face mask, right through their hands.
I'm like, did they eat popcorn before they were playing? Like,
Something
what's going
happened
on?
there, yeah. They had little buttery fingers there, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you gotta catch. Though there were some ridiculous catches by some of the Alabama players, but again, don't want to get ahead of myself.
So we're not really moving the ball too good. Oh, we did move the ball, but we had the fumble, and then Bama comes up with the big play down the sideline. Looks like they've scored a touchdown, but he steps out of bounds, right? And then we hold him to 3. So I'm like, hey, wow, we hold him to 3 there. This is kind of something new here. So.
And that was like the only points they got in the game. Well, again, I won't get ahead of myself. But so I'm like, oh boy. So is that after he gets the big run, and then that was when they did the trick play, and then we kicked the field goal, and they missed it.
No, they kicked their field. No, okay. So here's what happened.
Okay.
I
just saw this on Saturday. I'm already forgetting.
They got the big play. We held them. We got the field goal.
Yeah.
Or they got the field goal. And then we drive it down, and then that's where Bauer Sharp drops the ball in the end zone when we should have scored a touchdown and been up 7-3. So we're like, here we go. Yep. Whole season's been just like that, right? And then
that was a beautiful play, though.
Right?
That really sucks that didn't work.
We line up to kick a field goal, and the guy that's been sharp all year, Schmitty,
he misses.
Schmitty returns, right? And so I'm like, yep, here we go. So, it just didn't look good. It didn't look good. Even though we were moving the ball, even though our defense looked stout, it was like, yep, here we go again. So
this is going to be a well, we weren't sure if it was going to be a heartbreaker yet, but we knew it was going to be a heart pumper. Is that a term?
Yeah, it could be.
A high intensity game, we'll say.
Yeah, we thought, well, we're hanging here. We're hanging, guys. And then we come down. We hold Bama after that little mess up. We get the ball back. Jackson's running the ball well. What's going on here?
Yeah. Protecting the ball.
Xavier Robinson, they finally bring him in, and he starts running the ball well, and we get down there, and then we, flub it up a little bit there at the end, and we kick the field goal. It's 3-3. Right?
So we're like, oh boy.
So we're like, hey, we're in this thing. Right?
Yeah. Well, that, and I was also a little nervous. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be another, I'm going to have a heart attack by the end of this, aren't I?
Yeah, so is hope starting to creep in there for us?
Well, I think, I don't know if it was there when we got 3 points, but as it went on, it was starting to kind of grow. Like
3-3, we're like, yeah, bottom's probably going to fall out here, right?
Something's going to happen here, right?
Then we hold them again, and again, Jackson's running the ball. We get a couple of little short passes, anything great. Get down there in Bama territory. They hand it off to Robinson. He breaks the tackle and he's headed towards the pylon there. Sticks the ball out and he fumbles. And
Well, actually, he crossed the line and
but
then
did we
he
know
dropped
that
it.
at the time? What did I say?
No, you thought he dropped it.
I remembered the season we were in, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. No, guys. Why are you killing me here? And then we watch the replay and I see his hand go across the line.
And then he drops it.
And then I'm like, he had it. It's a touchdown. We start doing the happy dance.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah.
So that was fun.
So
times.
I'm like, that was when I was like, oh man, we could possibly win this thing. But we still had a half to go. So I was like, we could actually do it. We just need to hold on.
Yeah.
Or do something ridiculous.
Now, once we get that touchdown, we're up 10-3. Still got some time left in the first half. How you feeling there? You got some more hope?
I'm feeling good. I'm
Hope's
feeling like
starting to really get in there.
The hope is starting to just.
And so it was feeling a little different because our offense was actually moving the ball. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I mean, we're never going to score. We didn't have that feeling because we were kind of marching the ball up and down the field on them with run plays. Which
I gotta give Finley some credit. He, I mean, dude has been lopsided. He has had a lot of things not go his way. But guy worked with what he had and he made it work. I mean,
They've done better.
What can I say?
They've got 1,000 yards rushing in the 4 games that he's in. I know against Maine, we really kind of rolled that up, but a lot better. And I actually heard on the Venables press conference that he kind of admitted, I made a bad hire there with Seth. So
That's what I've heard as well. I also heard he got Taco Bell after the game.
$96 worth. Now that's some Taco Bell. Right? I mean,
But no. Okay, so then we get to the second half. I'm like, oh man.
well, let's slow down here. So
Okay.
we're up 10-3. We were up 10-3 on Ole Miss.
I think it was 14-10.
Oh, it's 14-10. What happened in that game?
9-3 was Mizzou.
Okay. What happened in that game?
We ended up screwing it up and we lost.
Right out in the second half, right? Immediately they took over the game right away. Then Missouri, we're up 9-3 at half. We're up by 7 with 2 minutes to go in the entire game and lose in regulation. I mean, we know how to blow it, right? So I'm tempering you, right? I'm like, hey, hang on now. hang on. I'm thinking, is this going to be any different? How would this be any different? Did at halftime, did you think we could pull this thing out?
I would be lying if I said yes, but I was really hoping we could because we looked hungry, is all I'll say. We looked hungry. We were not looking like we were screwing around. Like that Mizzou game, we didn't look hungry.
And Ole Miss...
And we were like, no, we're going to win this freaking game. We're tired of being pushed around.
In the Ole Miss game, they got the ball first in the second half, and they marched right down and scored on us, right? So I'm just going to tell you now how pessimistic I am at times, right?
I mean,
I was thinking Bama was going to go march it right on us and score a touchdown, and then we were going to be like, it's the same old game, don't get our hopes up. But, I thought we were going to choke, to be quite honest, right? But what happened? Bama moves the ball.
I mean, again, we just looked hungry this game. We were like, we are going to win this freaking game. It's senior night. That would be even more embarrassing if we lost in senior night. We have been embarrassed a lot this year. We're tired of it.
Yeah.
We're going to punch someone. We need somebody to clobber.
The opposing team doesn't care if it's your senior night or homecoming or whatever festivities you're having. They want to kick your rear end, right?
Well, yeah, but but our team was like, no, we're gonna show them what we got.
And then, Bama gets a couple first downs there in the second half, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. And then lo and behold,
Eli Bowen with a ridiculous catch.
Jumped the play, totally knew what they were going to run, had watched film. This is why you watch film during the week. You're like, hey, if they line up like that, and I'm like right here, they're probably going to do that. So if I think they're going to do that, then I'm going to jump it and see if I can't make something happen. Lo and behold, interception, runs it down to the 15. Now, what does our offense usually do when we've made a big play?
We usually flounder, and but Finley is more aggressive as an offensive coordinator, which I appreciate. Sometimes to his detriment, because like that Ole Miss game, there were some miscues, but
Couldn't make a third down in the second half. We just went dry in the second half. So.
But he generally is. Though we end up getting a touchdown, is what I will say.
We finally pay it off.
Yeah, we're like, yes.
Now we're up.
Now we're
17
to 3. I'm like, oh man.
Have we been up 2 scores since Maine? Yeah, but since Temple, I mean, I don't think we've had a good lead.
Maybe
Tulane, but yeah, it's been a long time, right?
Yeah,
we were never up against Auburn, right?
Yeah,
they were ahead, and then we finally intercepted the ball and scored and won the game. There.
Well, speaking of Auburn. So the next drive happens. We're like, okay. I'm like, all right, we could actually do this. Like, we could actually do it.
Right.
And then Milroe chucks it over right into the hands of Kip Lewis. God bless that man.
He loves playing Alabama teams.
Yeah.
Just loves it.
As Toby Rowland called it, a Kip 6.
Like that.
And he runs it all the way back to the end zone. Oh, man, we were going nuts. And we were just like, oh, my gosh. Did that just happen?
We were so excited that you began to actually clutch your heart like Fred Sanford.
I know. I was...
Elizabeth, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Oh, that was hilarious.
My heart rate was going nuts.
But it was midway third quarter. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
And this is Oklahoma football 2024.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We haven't...
I was nervous, man. Let me tell you. I was excited, but I was also nervous. I'm like, oh, man, please let them hold on. I need this. I need it.
Yeah. And then Alabama marches it down, and then a little controversy happens.
Oh, no.
A little bit of controversy, right? They've got a couple first downs. Then it's 4th and 3. We're like, stop them here. And, I mean, my gosh, we're going to win this game, right? He chucks it in the end zone.
A ridiculous play.
Unbelievable. I immediately said he was out of bounds, right? And then
on second one, no, his foot was in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It was an amazing catch. That guy's a freshman, too. Right?
Yeah.
And Oklahoma football's talking about, we've got a lot of our receivers out. What about the freshman? Where's that guy? Where's that guy on our team? We need somebody to step up like that. But what a catch by that kid. And then, there's a flag on the play, right? And, there's been some back and forth. I think I told you and I showed you why I thought it was really like
I initially thought it was kind of a stupid call, but let me tell you, Dad showed me, and it's a weird call, but it was legit.
I still don't know if I'm right on that. I haven't heard the SEC come out and say, yeah, that was a penalty. They called illegal touching, and everybody was saying, why didn't he throw the flag right away? Because I think it was an illegal formation, actually, is what the real call was, which means he should have thrown the flag immediately. But they called it illegal touching. I'm not sure about that. But he did wait till the guy touched the ball, and that's when he threw the flag. So that's what he had in his mind. And guess
bad
what?
Luck by that guy.
Well, has OU had any bad luck this year?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was like 4th and 10 against Missouri. The guy's scrambling, and he just kind of throws it out of bounds, and our guy's just kind of not even holding the guy, but just kind of draped on him, and they call the flag and give him a first down, and they go down and score. I mean, stuff has happened to us, right?
Oh, yeah. No one was showing Alabama any sympathy on Twitter. It was hilarious. Like, people were just like, oh, you got a bad call against you? Well, think about how we felt for the last 3 decades from the SEC Twitter. It was pretty funny.
Saban has pictures on all of the SEC refs that he's been willing to pull out at any moment. So they've gotten plenty of calls on their side. So technicality, called it back. I wasn't crying for Alabama.
No.
I was not.
I was like, holy crap, we got the ball.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think if they'd have scored that TD, they would have been within 14 points? I think there was probably about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Does that change the game? You know how Big Mo works. Momentum. I talk about it all the time to you. Momentum. One team gets,
it
probably gets excited.
It probably would have been a closer game, but I don't know. We just seemed determined. We were like, we are not losing this game. I don't care what Alabama pulls out of theirs. They're the better team. Don't care. We are winning this freaking game. But with that touchdown, I could have seen it getting a little closer. If
so they score that touchdown and hold us and get a 3 and out and score another touchdown, now all the ghosts of season 2024 are starting to creep back in, right? So
But they got that penalty, so
yeah, it was heaven above. It was heaven above. See, I can't see my shirt. So. So we got about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I turned to you and I said, "It's over." Right? You didn't believe me, did you?
No, I was like, dude, there's 8 minutes left. Like, I don't know.
3 touchdowns in 8 minutes. A lot has to go right. So.
I was about to say we've blown games we thought we were going to win before. So
we got pretty conservative there, running the ball. They hold us. They get the ball back, but man, that defense was playing, right? And then the law firm.
Yeah, it's like 4th and like 13 maybe. And they're like going for it. I'm like, they're going for it? And you're like, yeah, they have to at this point. Yeah, our Mason Thomas runs up on him, slaps his arm, chucks it in the air, and Woody Washington gets it. And
Senior Woody Washington. Senior day Woody Washington.
Yeah, and that's when you turn to me and you're like, oh, it's over.
I mean...
Or to quote Chris Fowler, the dagger in the season.
There was no circling the wagons, as Chris Berman likes to say. So, and great for Woody Washington, senior.
Yo, he got clobbered.
Been up and down. He did get clobbered on that play. So,
hope he's all right.
About 7 minutes left in the game, right there. We never give the ball up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was...
What a drive that was. First downs. And then Casey Thompson, Charles Thompson, the dad.
I didn't even know that was him. I thought it was Jackson at first.
Kendall Thompson played at OU, and he gets to come in there against Alabama on senior night and down it now. And then they stormed the field, but they came in a little early on that storming of the field, right? Now, Oklahoma football's blue blood, right? We don't storm the field.
Oh, yeah, I saw people complain about that on Twitter. I'm like, look, the season we've had, we earned that rushing the field. All right,
Had to.
I don't care if we're not national champions. The only time it's acceptable if we're having a season like this, or if we're going in the national championship.
Right. The last time it had happened, you were at the game. Unfortunately,
I was a fetus.
You were in mom's belly.
I was a fetus at the
time. This was right after the John Blake era. OU football fans have been starving to get back into relevance, right? And we beat Texas badly. We beat K-State, and everybody's like, what's going on? But we're playing number 1 Nebraska. They get up 14-0 on us in that game. I'm not sure if you remember this in mom's belly, but
I don't think I had
and then
memories.
all of a sudden we roll up 31 on them and win the game. Everybody rushes the field. I didn't get to rush the field. Mom was 8 months pregnant at the time, so I
imagine
did not rush
how
the
old
field.
were you? Like late 30s?
37 years old. 37.
Could you have even Well,
I was in good shape to
okay,
rush the field.
All right,
no problem.
Yeah.
37 rushing the field. So.
But mom's got a fetus. So.
That moment was like that John Blake era, in that the Oklahoma fan base got to exhale and just let it loose and say, "We're back. We belong in the national scene." Not back then, and now we say we belong in the SEC.
Yeah, it was great.
We just beat Bama, who'd been on a roll. They did lose to Vandy this year, right?
That was pretty embarrassing. They were number 1.
Right, but they were on a roll. They just stomped LSU. They'd crushed Missouri. They seemed to had gotten the ship righted. And then lowly, can't do anything right, Oklahoma beats them on national television.
Oh, yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit calling the game.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Fowler.
Oh, yeah, broke a lot of records, too. Like, fewest points we've held them to since 2011. Or, what was another one? First time they've had a 3-loss season since 2011. I mean, it was insane.
What'd you say about the lowest point total since, 2011 or 2014, something like that? Yeah, first time they've been held without a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, my Lord. I hope they don't. Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to fire DeBoer. I mean, they're 8-3.
His first year.
I mean, for one, it's his first year, and also they're 8-3. They're a good team.
Right? Yeah.
You got a good team.
They're playing the Iron
But
Bowl next week, so
again,
they'll probably win that one too. So they're good.
Again, it is a miracle that we won this game. A miracle in Norman, as they might say. It's just
right before Thanksgiving, we have something to be thankful about this year, right?
I was like, oh, and you know what? We needed that win. Be honest with, not just because bowl eligibility, but also for morale. I'm feeling a lot better about LSU next week. I mean, it was awesome. It was one of those nights where I was like, I'm proud to be a Sooner, Dad.
That's right.
I mean, I'm always proud to be a Sooner.
Right.
But there are times in particular where I'm proud to be a Sooner. This was one of those nights.
Exactly right. We get curb stomped against Alabama. We're going with our tails tucked into LSU. There's no way we're winning that game.
Now we're like,
now, maybe, guys.
I mean, we could still lose that game.
I'm not counting it. Yeah, I'm not counting it. I'm still very skeptical of this team. You know?
But I'm liking our chances more after this game.
One thing about momentum that I talk about, momentum breeds confidence. And that's kind of what this team needs. Like the line knows they can block now. Jackson knows he's a good quarterback. He was thinking before that, I suck, right? I'm just running out to the right and I just fumble the ball against Missouri and give him the game. I mean, that's the last thing in his mind.
You know, I remember actually there was an interview. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, it was something like, we're going to practice hard. This isn't up to the standard. And let me tell you, he showed everybody.
He was up to the standard.
Don't get me wrong. I like Michael Hawkins. I think he's got a good future here.
I think I said last week or 2 weeks ago when we had our last show that he should never step on the field again at Oklahoma, right? Did I say that?
Yes, he did.
Jackson again this year. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jackson.
I mean,
stay with us, Jackson. So.
He's a 5-star for a reason, is all I'll say.
He's a player. Eli Bowen. Oh my goodness. We got him for 3 more years. Peyton Bowen. He hasn't even shown out. He's always injured. He's hurt. I heard this week he's got a broken foot. He's still playing.
Oh, wow.
Think about this, right? Yeah. We still got Kip Lewis. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
The whole defensive line, minus the guy that got hurt at the end, which I never even heard of him, are not seniors. R. Mason could come back next year. He's not a senior. So
but it's
we'll
just,
see.
Oh, man.
So, next up, Death Valley, right?
Now, boy.
Alabama's already beat them there this year, so they're not invincible. So, can we win? That's my question to you.
I am feeling better about our chances. I think we can. I mean, LSU, you were saying earlier that they kind of had that loss early, and then they seem to be coming back, and but they're starting to struggle a bit. The tiger is bleeding. I think we can pounce on them.
The hyenas have gotten some snips in on them. So
kind of whiff.
Now, if we go down there and win that game, and then win some lousy bowl that we're going to go to,
I'd be feeling pretty good about our chances.
8-5, and I think that's kind of where you and I predicted episode 1 of this year.
Well, that was the worst case scenario, but
this is worst case scenario, isn't it? This is a worst case scenario.
Yeah, so. But I am liking our chances more if we play like that against LSU. I think we could get. I think we could do it. Okay. Though there have been people saying to fire Brian Kelly, which is kind of funny. We went to eat the other night, and I was complaining like, these fans are worse. These LSU fans are worse than we are. I mean, Brian Kelly's just. I mean, it's a slump season, man. They happen, and it's like they're thinking about firing him. Some dude next to us is like, what? Turned out it was that guy's birthday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And then Bama fans are as bad as we are, too, right? God. They're bigger crybabies than we are, maybe. I'm not sure about that.
I mean, 8-3, and, well, I mean, okay, fine. Losing the Vanderbilt, it's like us losing to Kansas last year.
Who else they lose to? I forget. They beat Georgia.
That's a weird thing about football.
They lost to Tennessee.
That's right, yeah.
Heupel beat them, that's right.
I mean, they beat Georgia. I mean, they're kind of on their slump after their national championship runs, but still a formidable team. Lose to Vandy. Lose to Tennessee, though that's not really embarrassing because
Tennessee.
Tennessee's a really good team.
Right, they're in the playoffs, I'm sure.
I mean, Heupel's got a good thing going over there. Then they lose to us, which was awesome. Yeah, I was feeling good.
I saw many people calling for the head of DeBoer. Calling for the head. He's done. He's done.
Well,
they've only been there the first year.
Well, again, it's only his first year, guys.
Nick Saban rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead.
He's not dead.
And he said that OU was not built for the SEC.
Well, he can shove it because I think we proved tonight OU's ready, baby.
Well, he's going to have to answer up next week. So.
that was a great game, though. I was kind of shocked that Fowler and Herbstreit were commentating. I was like, really? Like,
just because it was Bama, really.
I guess so.
And, OU at home, so whatever. But losses this year by LSU. USC, which we talked about a minute ago, 27-20. A&M blasted them 38-23. Right? A&M's no world beater, as we saw last week. We'll talk about that in a minute. Bama demolishes them 42-13.
And at Death Valley, too.
At Death Valley.
Got smoked.
And then Florida, a team comparable with OU this year.
Okay, and then they beat Ole Miss. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself.
27-16. So, games that they won, South Carolina, good team, won 36-33. Remember, we watched that game.
Oh, yeah.
We thought South Carolina was going to win the whole time. And then they came back and beat them. They beat Ole Miss. What was it, 28, 29, 26, something like that. And they beat Vandy 24-17, who did beat Bama. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Can we win?
Well, I stand by what I said, which is I'm liking our chances now.
Worst case scenario, bowl streak isn't over.
Yeah.
Even if we lose the game, we're 6-6. Go win the bowl game, we're 7-6. We've got a winning season. Worse than worst case scenario, yes. But
we're back
not
at 6 and 7.
Total disaster. I think we're going to be better next year. Jackson's going to be better. That offensive line is going to be better. We got some freshmen that will that we redshirted this year that
hopefully
are man eaters.
Hopefully our receivers will get better.
6 receivers out now that Brendan Thompson's out for the year now. 6 top receivers. We're playing walk-ons. We had the 6th-string running back playing in that game.
SEC's brutal.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. We never imagined it was going to be this tough, right?
I mean, I knew we were probably going to struggle, but my God, think of the children, SEC.
Exactly. At least we're not Arkansas, right?
Oh, poor Arkansas.
Too low.
Oh, well, at least we're not Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
Mississippi State is just pitiful.
And then Ole Miss spends millions this year. Millions.
Oh, yeah, they're just throwing money around.
And they're not going to make the playoffs either. So, NCAA games this weekend.
It was a crazy week in general.
What a weekend.
Another crazy week.
And I know you love upsets.
I do.
Now tell me why you love upsets.
I like the underdogs pulling it out.
You're an underdog?
I'm a sucker. Well, again, unless it's OU, that tends to suck. But I do like when the underdog punches the big boy in the mouth and is like, like Biff and George from Back to the Future.
You've been kind of an underdog in your life too, right?
Yeah.
You're overcoming, right?
Yeah.
We already got a pathway to graduation.
Oh, yeah.
Got you a fancy white car. I mean,
yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
You're an overachiever, man.
So. A lot of fun.
So first upset of the game that gave us a little bit of, well, I wish we were Florida, right?
Yeah.
24-17. I got to call my buddy or text him and say, yeah, nice win, go Gators. And he sent me some pictures that he was at that game. And so that should have been a hint to me. Go to the game.
I know. And apparently my uncle also had free tickets is what Dad told me. I was like, why?
People keep piling on us, right? Lane Kiffin was almost in tears after that game. Did you see his press conference?
Oh, I didn't, but...
couldn't pull it off. Spent so much money. So,
I'd be gutted, too, after having that great team.
Great team, spent millions of dollars, and still, you're 8-3, babe. 8-3.
I mean, it's not terrible, but, still disappointing you're not getting in the playoffs.
If they, win against Mississippi State, which they're going to beat Mississippi State, and then lose in a bowl game, I mean, they're going to be one game ahead of us.
Yeah.
If we win against LSU. So I'm kind of getting in front of myself. So next one, simultaneously going on. As a matter of fact, it started before our game and ended after our game. Auburn pulls off the upset over A&M 43-41 in 4 overtimes.
Chaos. Just chaos at
Total
this
chaos,
Embrace
right?
the chaos at this point. Who is going to be in the SEC championship this year?
Nobody knows. They're flipping coins. Nobody knows what's going on.
The
right?
football gods are they're just having fun this year.
Yeah. Then obviously the game we've just been talking about, Oklahoma, Alabama, another upset. So upset weekend. It was fantastic. And then the SEC, I still don't understand this, but more ho-hum games where they're playing these little directional schools. So Georgia beats UMass.
There was actually I saw there was a little struggle in that game, a little bit.
Georgia UMass?
Yeah, there was like 36-21 for a little bit.
Okay,
and then
they ended up 59-21,
Yeah.
so not much of a struggle. Tennessee 56-0 over Texas El Paso.
Mm-hmm. Or
Texas,
UTEP.
Texas 31-14, and like all of our Sooner fans like to do, don't know why. This is our team little hand whatever they call that, monter, whatever. But so anyway, they beat Kentucky, and I just hope they lose to A&M this week and don't get in the SEC championship. Come on, A&M. Maybe you were looking forward. I mean.
Hey, and I mean Auburn isn't terrible. They've just not been lucky this year.
Yeah, they were unlucky against us for sure, and they've had a few of those games where they had a lot of turnovers. But
that guy, what's his name, Thorne? That dude was chucking it all over the field. Like that was like the game of his life. And then he did the whole, just chucks it and the dude catches it. I'm like, it's like what they did to us.
Yeah, exactly right.
Crazy game. A lot of interceptions and big plays. I mean, it was a college football game.
Yeah, true that. South Carolina 56, Wolford 12. Who?
I don't even know.
Did somebody else? I think maybe somebody else played Wolford. Maybe Bama played him. I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember that name from this year. Then Mizzou, that little whiny coach they got, they win 39-20. I can't wait to play Missouri next year. We're gonna we're going to beat them. We are going to beat them bad.
I hope so. I mean, that dude was talking smack on the
Bob
sideline.
Stoops? What are you talking about?
No, I mean...
Oh, he was talking smack in this game?
Yeah.
I saw that. I'll score on you again, Mississippi State. Oh, no.
It's like the bully, like, flexing after he punches out the blind kid,
I know, yeah.
It's like, dude.
I'll punch you again, little kid.
And
I'll
you're
kick
like,
your cane
dude.
out from under you.
You're just like, dude, like... Just seems classless.
No.
Like, come on, man.
And then outside the SEC, Notre Dame showed Army. Your Army.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked.
Yeah, 49-14 there. Iowa State beats Utah 31-28. Iowa State got a road to the Big 12 championship. That's another mess.
I have no idea.
Yeah, haven't been paying attention to that. Boise State 17, Wyoming 13. You were kind of watching that game for an upset there.
A little bit. I saw a couple clips and I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I was also kind of hoping because, I still haven't forgiven Boise State after.
Yeah. We always root against Boise State, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason to root for them.
Sorry, I had a little flashback there.
Arizona State 28, BYU 23. BYU lose one, continue to lose, right?
What is going on with BYU?
Momentum. They lost their momentum.
Oh, man.
They lost their momentum. That's what I'm always talking about. Then here was another close upset. Penn State 26, Minnesota 25.
Yeah, they had a very brilliant fake punt, and they gave it to that big guy again who had that big run against Ohio State. It went all the way to the one, and then they blow it by running it up the middle 3 times. It's just...
Yeah.
But that was a crazy game.
Here's a bit of a stunner. Kansas 37, Colorado 21. All of a sudden, Kansas is spoiling everybody's season. Right?
Yeah, the football gods are like, you know what? We're going to make Kansas the wild card, and we're just going to have them beat everyone.
Iowa State was rated in the top 10. Kansas beats them. BYU, top 10. Kansas beats them.
Colorado. Now, Deion. What is going on? And like Deion, I saw on Twitter, he was giving this speech. He's like, we lost today because you guys got a little too intoxicated on your success. And I'm like, damn, dude, he's
what Saban used to always say.
He's just dropping bombs right there.
What Saban used to always say, don't eat the rat poisoning.
No, but I was That was crazy too. I'm like, oh yeah, and there another just like dude just drills Shedeur Sanders in the leg. Should have called that. They did not, but So yeah, those Big 12 refs are always.
They're up there with Bama's opinion of the SEC refs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bama. And then SMU, the SMU Mustangs, 33, Virginia 7. SMU's looking like a contender, right? I mean,
again, just okay. I guess that's.
I think they're going to fall to earth very hard. So
that's going to be a game.
Now, this last weekend of the year is always called. Do you know what the nickname of the last weekend of the year is?
We're already here?
Yeah, already.
I can't believe it.
Went so fast. Even all the misery we've been through, it's already here. So it comes. It takes so long to come here, and then it's over. This is why I say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to the lake. I'm not doing anything. I'm watching football at my house.
Well, unless
if I don't go to the game.
Unless we go to Florida.
Right. Well, that's true. That was a mistake. That was an honest mistake. But, I bought the tickets in March. I wasn't thinking football.
We made the most out of it, though.
We did make the most of it.
And we're going back soon.
Real soon.
Woo!
So.
Anyway.
Okay, do you know what they call this week? Last week of the year?
No, I don't.
Rivalry week.
Oh.
This is when the bedlam used to happen, right?
Uh-huh.
That we don't have anymore. So.
Oh, man, I was really wanting to... Well, actually... Well... I think we could have bullied OSU with how pitiful they've been looking this year.
They're 0-8. Of course we would have bullied them. All right, first game up. We're going to do predictions here.
Uh-huh.
Texas versus A&M. I'm rooting for A&M hard.
Who's
going to win the game?
I'm rooting for A&M, but, I mean, look, we make fun of Texas, but Texas is probably going to win the game. But we're hoping A&M proves us wrong.
This rivalry is another kind of bedlam. Bedlam. Yeah, I'm gonna say bigger than bedlam. Texas versus Texas A&M. They hate each other. It's close. It's very close.
They hate each other just as much as OU and Texas hate each other.
And when A&M left for the SEC, they were so mad at Texas they said, "We're never playing you again, ever, in anything." Right?
Uh-huh.
So this is the first time in I don't know how many years, but they're going to play each other. So I'm hoping A&M's mad and wants to put it on their big brother. Right?
Hope so.
I do not want Texas in the SEC championship first year. Although they had the easiest schedule. We have two more top 25 wins than they have.
Yeah.
That's how pitiful their schedule was this year.
Though I was like, wait, what about Georgia? I'm like, they lost to Georgia.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yeah. I guess they're right then.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was just OU fans being salty, but no.
we beat Michigan. Michigan's not a top 25 team. They were top 25 the second game of the year because they hadn't played anybody, and they're just going off last year, and their name is Michigan, right? Mm-hmm. So
we're playing Michigan, aren't we?
We're playing Michigan this upcoming season. Coming up.
Are we playing them here or at the big house?
I can't remember.
I
think it's here. And then Mississippi versus Mississippi State. Who you got in that one?
Ole Miss is smoking them.
Right, that's not much of a rivalry. That is like Bedlam, right?
Uh-huh.
Georgia Tech. Now,
Georgia Tech beat Miami.
Yeah,
so.
they've knocked off a couple of. They beat Florida. They ruined Florida State right there, first game of the year.
Georgia is I mean, like I like to call it the hangover after the national championship run. Every team has had it. Michigan's having it right now. And Georgia's kind of in that spot as well. So I don't know if they're going to... I'm going to say Georgia because I think Georgia has...
Georgia, right?
I'm leaning Georgia, but hey, Georgia Tech, prove me wrong.
It's an ACC.
They played them tough last year, too.
It's not an SEC game, so Georgia... We know this for sure. Georgia is in the SEC championship. It's depending on who wins between Texas and A&M. The winner of that game goes to play Georgia in the SEC championship. I did see that this week. So, not a big rivalry, but Tennessee versus Vanderbilt, which is in Nashville. So, two Tennessee teams. So, Tennessee versus Vandy. Vandy's not been bad this year.
I was about to say, I mean, beat the number 1 team of the nation, even though Alabama probably shouldn't have been number 1 in the nation.
And Tennessee is looking to get into the college football playoff. So who are you thinking?
I'd say I'm going Tennessee, but hey, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. A game they call the game. I don't know where they get off calling it the game, but Ohio State versus the Michigan Wolverines, a down and out Michigan Wolverines.
I am taking Ohio State.
Right. Yeah. Then South Carolina. A surging South Carolina team versus Clemson.
Our old pals, Brent Venables' old pals.
And I didn't know this, but Clemson, the reason they call that college Clemson is because there's a town in South Carolina called Clemson.
Oh, that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. Never knew that.
It's called Clemson.
Yeah.
And they're orange.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson is red, though.
No, that's crimson.
Oh.
C-R, crimson, like our color.
Well,
this
okay.
is Clemson.
Well, I just embarrassed myself on the show.
Okay, South Carolina Clemson. Who do you got?
Oh, God. Clemson's like not quite what they were.
They have a chance to get in the playoffs, I think.
They weren't quite where they were because they're missing Venables, I imagine.
And they're listening along here. Who do you call him?
Oh yeah, Cato.
You got Cato. They're missing Cato and Venables.
I don't know, man. That's a hard one. I'm going South Carolina, though.
I'm going South Carolina also.
Because South Carolina, they're just like, we're tired. They're on that. We're tired of being pushed around. We're going to punch some people in the face.
Beamer ball is bullying this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go South Carolina also. Arizona State, I believe, has got a pathway to the Big 12 championship if they're not already there. I think they are already there. Arizona State versus the Arizona Wildcat that upset us last year in the bowl game.
I'll go with. I will go with. Oh man.
I'm going with Arizona State.
I was going with Arizona State. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I just slipped out of my mind.
Not sure why this is a rivalry. Maybe because their states are right next to each other. But the Razorbacks versus the Missouri Tigers. I am rooting for Arkansas.
Yeah, I want Arkansas to smoke Mizzou because Mizzou, they don't deserve anything good after beating us. I'm still mad about that.
They're not a top 25 team, and they're in the top 25. So Arkansas has got to win that game. And then we've got Alabama, a hurt and injured animal in the corner.
Oh, man.
With Auburn coming off a big upset.
That could be a game.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a game.
It's called the Iron Bowl. You heard that one before?
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple.
Guy killed a tree over this game.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I've even heard people have gotten shot over this game.
I think so, yeah.
I thought we were crazy, but my God.
Who you got in this game?
Oh, man.
Bama gonna bounce back and,
I would
and
say
backdoor into the playoffs?
I would say Bama, but I don't know, man. We kind of just I don't know.
This is little brother. They're not gonna overlook little brother like they overlooked Oklahoma.
I don't know. I'm going with Alabama just based on I think they have the better team, but we'll see.
Yep.
Wait, where are they playing at this year?
I don't know. Didn't look that far into the game. Didn't matter to me. Notre Dame Irish versus Lincoln Riley and his washed up USC Trojans. Usually a big rivalry, but not so much this year. Would love for OU to get to play USC in a bowl game this year. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that'd
be so tasty.
That was even a tweet talking about that. You shared it. Well, I saw it, but you shared it with me.
Boy, I'd like to see that.
That would be something.
I'd like to see that. I think that bowl game that they're talking about would be the Las Vegas Bowl. We might have to go to that.
Oh boy, yeah.
Nah, we'll stay home. your luck may come back on that deal. So
no, I'm taking Notre Dame.
Okay, me too. Go Irish.
I mean, USC's scrappy, and a lot of the games they've lost, it's just due to Lincoln Riley ball, as I like to call it.
Poor defense.
And they offense just chokes it at the end. Notre Dame, though. Notre Dame is angry because they got embarrassed by Northern Illinois. And they're like, they've just been running roughshod over everybody.
Yeah. I know if they win this game, they're going to be in the playoffs. If they lose the game, I mean, you can see them getting booted out of the playoffs. So Notre Dame's got a lot to play for. I think Notre Dame wins. Oregon versus Washington. A Pac-10 game is now a Big Ten game. So I guess it's a Big Ten matchup.
I'm
here.
taking Oregon because, again, it just makes me sick even saying that, but they just have a great team this year. What can I say? Like,
I don't think Washington's that good after they lost DeBoer.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
lost
I think
they lost Penix.
I haven't really watched much of them this year.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't even seen them. Maybe a game. I don't remember it though. So,
but
I don't know how good they are.
I'm taking Oregon.
Yeah, I think Oregon wins it. Is Dylan Gabriel going to win the Heisman?
Oh man, I have no idea. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm pulling for Travis Hunter because that dude is just an animal. But hey, Dylan Gabriel, man, he's been just shredding it out there in Oregon.
That's what happens when you got a good team around you. Right.
A lot of people are like, oh, we shouldn't have let Dylan go. I'm like, guys, with this team, I guarantee you, Dylan Gabriel would have struggled as well.
He knew get out while the getting's good, right? Yeah. So, all right. What a wild weekend.
Oh, man.
So fun for us, right?
Then Sunday was pretty crazy, too.
So let's go on to the NFL. Your Cowboys, I mean, it was a good weekend all around football-wise for you, right? And OSU lost as well. So another Texas Tech beats them, so that didn't even make my list. So good weekend there all around. But the Dallas Cowboys, 34, Commies, 26. I didn't see that one coming. Right.
That was a crazy last 13 seconds I watched because here's what happens. So Washington gets this. So the Commies seize the means of production and just get a great touchdown. The kicker guy walks out. It was actually our old guy, Siebert.
Right, yeah, Austin Siebert.
Shanks it.
Oh.
And then we're just like, this is unreal. So then they go for an onside kick. Does the onside kick. Guy gets the ball for the Cowboys, runs it back to the end zone.
Wow, I missed that. Where was I? Where was I?
You were fixing the truck.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness.
And me and Mom were regaling you because me and Mom saw it, and we're just like, what is this? What is going on here?
I didn't even see the replay of that. So.
It's nuts.
Yeah. I've lost interest in the Cowboys this year, so that's why I went out to fix the truck. So, Browns 24, Steelers 19.
What?
That's the reason I don't gamble on football. Right here. Didn't see that one coming.
Oh, I bet Tree is mad right now.
Oh, yeah.
No, Browns. I mean, they're not good at all. They've been the lolcow this year again because, Deshaun Watson, how much of a great hire that was. Well, I guess not a hire.
Yeah, he's hired. They gave him a big contract, and they give him a lot of money to play football, so that is
Play
hired.
badly.
Here's one for you. Titans 32, Texans 27.
What is going on?
Now, there is an upset for you.
What is going on there? Texans, what are you doing?
NFL.
You're supposed to be good.
And then they lose to the lowly Titans. That may knock them out of the playoffs, that game.
We'll see.
Unbelievable. Vikings 30, Bears 27. I think the season's turning a little sour there for Caleb Williams.
So he's been playing pretty good, though.
Playing pretty good.
He's playing better than I thought he would.
I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
I was kind of fearing he would be a bust, but now it's kind of looking like he'll be one of those Stafford quarterbacks, where he's pretty good and the rest of the team just sucks.
And if he ever gets on a good team, he might win something.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
We'll see.
I can see it. Like the way you're thinking there. Chiefs 30, Panthers 27.
What's going on with the Chiefs this year?
I don't know. They're barely winning. The Panthers, I mean, they've had a win or two, but I mean that.
Bryce Young is just getting clobbered out there. It's just, oh my God.
As Chris Berman used to say, or no, as Corso likes to say, closer than the experts think. Right.
Because you'd think the Panthers, they've just been pitiful for as long as I know that they were in a Super Bowl a long time ago. Went toe-to-toe with the Patriots, but the Patriots won, of course.
Right.
But no, they're not that anymore. They haven't been that in a long time.
Yeah. Bucks 30, Giants 7. Go Baker.
Oh, yeah, go Baker. Yeah, I saw the play where he ran into the end zone, dives in. Ball falls out, but luckily he was across the line, so it didn't count.
I also saw the play where the guy is running down the field and Baker's coming around. I guess the guy shoots out to the left. Baker's going down the middle of the field and he starts blocking people. Down 30 yards down the field. I mean, this is why people love Baker Mayfield. It's why I love Baker Mayfield. Baker, I love you.
Bucks should have a better record than they have, but
I think if they keep winning, they
Luck,
have a chance
man.
to make the playoffs.
Luck, man, it's a thing.
These Broncos, 29, Raiders 17. They just keep kind of hanging around there. I mean,
Sean Payton, I guess he still has some tricks going.
yeah. The Pack put the smack down on the Niners,
yeah, that was...
38-10. My boss, oh man, I didn't even ask him about the game. I didn't want.
I mean, Packers they're solid. I mean, they don't have Rodgers anymore, but you know what, Dad? That's probably a good thing because my God, Rodgers is looking pitiful at the Jets.
Yeah, boat raced. Purdy was hurt.
Oh my, yeah.
Bosa was hurt.
Oh yeah, they're basically like us this year.
Yeah.
All of them are injured.
Right.
If
yeah.
they were not injured, they would probably be playing a lot better.
Yeah, my boss is a Bama fan. His daughter went to Bama, although he lives in California, so I have no clue why that happened. But anyway, he actually texted me in the middle of our game and said, "Hey, your boys are doing all right." So, so anyway, thank you for that, Josh. Eagles 37, Rams 20. Big game with a big game. So.
Yeah, and it was another. It's like the Eagles finally remembered, like, oh yeah, we're actually a pretty good football team.
And then in the Harbaugh Bowl, two brothers coaching against each other.
Yeah.
Ravens,
They even did a Super Bowl against each other.
That's true. Ravens 30, Chargers 23. So John gets the win over Jim this time. So. Pretty fun little weekend of NFL, even though I missed some fixing the car there. So, next week, Thursday night, Lions versus the Bears.
That's probably gonna be a slaughter.
Lions,
because I'm going for the Lions. Actually, it's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
They usually call it I've heard they call it the massacre over there, or the Thanksgiving massacre over there in Detroit. But the Lions, dare I say, actually look like legit contenders.
They are legit. They went to the NFC Championship last year. I forgot those are games. These are games that are on Thanksgiving. So Lions Bears. That's the first game. Always the first game.
It's always Lions.
And then Cowboys Giants. Well, they scheduled right there. They should get a win over the Giants, right? And then the late night game, which was a nice addition on Thanksgiving, in my opinion. Dolphins versus the Packers. What are you thinking? Dolphins Packers.
Both the same. They're the same tier of team, though.
Yeah, they're basically the same team.
I think Packers are a little better though, so I'll go with the Packers.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the Dolphins because I used to live there. Bengals versus the Steelers.
Yeah, you're a big Marino fan back in the day.
Marino, that's right. Keith Jackson from Oklahoma was the tight end. Uwe von Schamann, the kicker in Miami. And I lived there, so yeah, I was a fan. Bengals versus Steelers. I have no idea.
I'll go with the Steelers.
Probably.
They're better coached.
Yeah. Cardinals versus the Vikings. All I have to say is go Kyler. You got a prediction there?
Go Kyler.
Okay. Buccaneers versus the surging Panthers. Dare I say?
I'm giving it to the Bucs on that one. So go Baker. Yeah.
Eagles versus the Ravens. Now that's a game, right?
Oh, that could be a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who's gonna win that.
Go big game.
Go big game.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes me sick because I hate the Eagles, but all right, go
and
Eagles.
And then Sunday night, which must have been on paper
a good game.
Such a great game. Bills versus the 49ers. Now,
saying the Bills are taking that one.
Bills blowout. And then on Monday night, Browns versus the Broncos.
I'll go with the Broncos.
Yeah. So, anyway, what a fun weekend, right?
Yeah.
Made the whole season worthwhile.
We don't have to erase it from our brains. Well, we're probably going to erase some of it from our brains, but
we're going to erase that South Carolina
also,
game.
like you said, I think this puts to rest that Venables is not going to be another John Blake.
Got another chance. Yeah. No, it's not a John Blake. John Blake does not beat Bama. I don't care what kind of Bama team it is. So that's not happening. So We get a good offensive coordinator. We get all these guys back and healthy for next year. Add in a few good freshmen. Think the Sooners are looking up next year. We can talk about that next year, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next year.
Yeah, so
Oh, man. That was a lot.
that was a lot. I'm out of breath. So
Oh, man, what a season. Oh, God. Well, LSU.
let's just say we're Alabama. Right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
beat Bama.
Yeah.
We beat Bama. We rushed the field on you.
Yeah, we got bragging rights.
That's right. We beat them, and Venable spent $94 at Taco Bell. That's what you get, Bama. Don't mess
Oh,
with
man.
the Sooners. Don't mess with us.
Don't mess around with the Sooners.
That's right.
That's what Jim Crow said.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we have much more. So, yeah,
It's over.
happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's going to be up on Thanksgiving, actually. So, happy Thanksgiving to all
Yeah.
the fans.
Think about all the things that you're thankful for.
I'm thankful that we won this freaking game.
Right?
And also that I get to do the show with you, Dad.
Yeah,
So,
that's
there you
right.
go.
I'm thankful for that, too. You're a great son. And we've all got issues. We've all got obstacles, but we always have something to be thankful for.
Oh,
we live in
yes.
America, dadgummit.
Yep. Well, this has been yet another episode of Days of Our Suitors.
There's only
And-
one Oklahoma.
And we get to have a postseason episode. I was kind of nervous
That's
about
right.
that.
We got an extra episode.
Woo! So, yeah, until next time.
All right. Go OU.
Reside in your state of Alabama. Oklahoma, 2024, Alabama state champions.